I agree. I'm fine with what you're saying, but just to make sure everyone's on the same page. So the county has looked at that jurisdictional transfer document, and they are okay with that. But you know, talking with Josh, if we want to add more detail on the maintenance, because to your point, like in there it mentions snow plowing, road maintenance, mowing, and stuff like that. But if we want to provide additional wording on the level of detail, or I guess kind of working with the town on what specifics need to be in that MOU, we can definitely put together a separate document.
Sounds good. That's what I'm suggesting. I would also, well, just my opinion again. We want to be good neighbors. We want to be a good community member. But I would still be interested in saying what's in this for the town to do this. So that should be part of my recommendation is that's part of, and I don't know what that would be, don't get me wrong. I have no idea what that would be, but, and maybe it is the snow plowing, maybe that's what it ends up being, I don't know. But I think that needs to be talked about as well.
So from a real, let's be honest standpoint, there's one gigantic liability, which is 20 years from now, pavement maintenance. Yep. 10 years from now or 7 years from now, the intermediate surface maintenance that has to happen, and who pays for that? Ballpark, I went through the GTA General Transportation Aid calculation, and we would receive somewhere between $960 and $980 a year from the state for the additional mileage, because essentially we're taking on more road, would be part of our inventory rather than the county's inventory, so we would get over a 20-year lifespan about $20,000 ballpark in general transportation.
Right, but 900, it all
because
comes down to what would that maintenance cost be?
Correct.
Per year? What would it average? And is that a good deal from the state? Knowing the state, it probably isn't for us.
I mean, in the big picture of things, GTA pretty much covers plowing snow and cutting roadsides. It doesn't cover pavement costs. I mean, $20,000 for the section of road we would be responsible for? Nowhere close. So, whether, to Josh's point, not mine, his, one of the things that we talked about on Thursday was trying to gather, call it high points or bullet points from the town board to put into an intergovernmental agreement about who's going to maintain it, who's going to do pavement costs, whatever. If there's desire by the board, it would be easier to grab that now, tonight. If it's something that's even appealing at all.
That's kind of putting us on the spot to think of everything. I would think we would want to just think about this, look at it, and supply you through Michelle with our thoughts and items and things we would like to see, and then go that route, as opposed to suddenly we have to sit here and discuss it for an hour and not be able to think about it, read everything in detail. I'd rather take it back, read it, submit submissions to Michelle to send to you, and go that route as opposed to doing it tonight. And it's not about not doing it tonight, it's about doing it thoroughly enough and making sure we put enough time and effort in the thought process on this. Mark?
Agree. Agree.
I make a motion that we table the topic of the jurisdiction transfer of portions of the 700 to 800 block of County Highway H to a future meeting, and between now and then, the board members review this, submit to Josh our recommendations to be that we would like to see included in any road agreement, MOU, whatever we're calling it, whatever it ends up being called, so we can put that together, and that be presented at a future board meeting for the town board to take up and potentially take action on that. Second. Is this a roll call or?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
thanks for attending.
Yeah, and thanks for the input, appreciate the information.
Thank you.
Just as a side note, if we wanna have a separate meeting just to discuss this jointly, and then once you start getting all your questions together and having your legal review, I'm open for a meeting, cause it's like, I'm not saying we're on a timeline, but it would just be kinda nice to,
Expeditious.
yeah, just kinda get another thing checked off. Because we always have more important things to discuss, not just us, but you guys as well, so. Thank you for your consideration, and we'll talk more.
Sounds good. Thanks Tim, thanks Josh.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're more than welcome to sit through the rest of this if you want.
Okay. I have enough meetings as it is. I can talk to Josh tomorrow, so.
Number 9, discussion and possible action regarding a conditional use application to allow for an extensive on-site storage structure in a, number 8, I can't even count tonight. Discussion and possible action regarding a conditional use application to allow for an accessory dwelling unit of existing residence on W626 Little Prairie Road, tax parcel 024-0516-2644-000, filed by Nicholas and Lauren Venice. Was not intentionally trying to skip your item. Okay.
Real quick, last month we had a conditional use permit and CSM and rezone in front of us. Mr. Venice has since contacted the county and withdrawn that application. In lieu of that, has put together an ADU application. Same parcel, same concept as Mr. Venice wants to build a home on the existing parcel or parcels that he owns eventually. To do what he would like to, he needs approval for his existing residence to eventually become an ADU to his to-be built new residence. Spoke with Matt Zengel last week sometime, ran through because ADUs are a new thing within the county's, or newer thing within the county zoning, and got some of the background between where Nick was at with his last application as well as this one. So in short, that's what it is to be able to construct a second residence. He would obviously need approval for the existing residence to eventually be classified as an ADU. It does meet all the requirements. There's some question about a screened-in porch area that is technically non-habitable from a room and building standpoint to be counted as the square footage of the home itself. But Matt Zengel was relatively in the know about all the nitty-gritty details, so it's before us tonight to potentially provide recommendation action to county zoning board in favor of or in denial of.
Did the county ever move forward or approve that ADU program, or lack of a better word, program that they had asked for our opinions on?
Yeah, oh yeah, which is what this is now subject to.
Okay, that was my question, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Venice is here if anybody's got questions.
Did Matt say that what Nick wants fits the criteria?
Aside from the fact that there's not two existing buildings, that the ADUs kind of, this is a bit backwards from what the expectation is, which is that there's a primary residence and someone wants to build a secondary ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, or that there's two existing buildings and someone wants to turn a smaller building into an ADU. So this is a little bit backwards, but would fit the criteria of the zoning ordinance when they're done.
Do you have to put in a new septic system, or is it a clean?
New one.
Motion?
I would move, excuse me, I would move to recommend to the county zoning board for approval of an accessory dwelling unit of an existing residence at W626 Little Prairie Road, Road, tax parcel 024051626440000. That has been applied by Nicholas and Lauren Bennett.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Is this a roll call? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Motion's approved.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Dick. Now, number 9, discussion and possible action regarding a conditional use application to allow for an extensive on-site storage structure in an existing R2 zone at N 1710 County Road H, tax parcel 024-0516-1243 -005, filed by Dorothy Neubauer.
This one's even more straightforward. There's an existing barn that they are looking to tear down and rebuild in the exact same spot, at the exact same size, and it has an existing CUP for that building. So, because they're removing it and replacing it, they need a new one, so to speak.
What do you propose?
I would move that we recommend approval to the Jefferson County Zoning Board for the conditional use application that would allow extensive on-site storage structure in an existing R2 zone at N 1710 County Road H, tax parcel 024051612430005, filed by Dorothy Neubauer.
I would second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 10, discussion and possible action regarding Jefferson County request for location to install purple ear monitors.
You want to take it?
Elizabeth, the Jefferson County nurse, contacted us to find a potential resident near the compost site that would be willing to put the air monitor on their building. It does require 110 service and reliable internet service.
Have we gotten any volunteers? 2?
I've got 2, I believe. Mr. St. Martin would be potentially a 3rd.
Yeah, can I talk? The only concern I have no problem doing it on my property. I welcome it, I'll do it, whatever. That's not a problem. The problem that I have is that prevailing wind is normally the other direction. And I didn't get a hold of Elizabeth. I tried, but we've been playing phone tag. There's other properties that are much closer, and in the morning, the smell is on the west side usually. I'm on the east side of the road, west side of the road. It's normally on the east side of the road. But there's no houses that are directly in that line. So I was just wanted to ask her if there's another way of providing electricity to this thing, with either a battery, an inverter, or something else that I have no problem going over and doing. Internet hook up to mine. I have no problem doing that. We can put a directional antenna on it if we have to. Not a problem. I just didn't have to get an answer to doing something like that.
It would be nice to have it mounted on a pole right in the middle of the compost.
Yes, sir. So just for everybody's sake, these purple air monitors measure 10 micron and 2.5 micron air particles. Admittedly, through Elizabeth's correspondence, is that they are not directly related to off-gassing, that type of thing that would result, which is what Mark has generally volunteered on site recently for. But these are generally permanent fixtures. I utilize the link that the county had provided us, and you can see the air quality at Edgerton Middle School. It's air quality across the state. So while there may or may not be absolutely direct current implications with proximity and prevailing winds, one of the residents that I talked to is on the south side of the stack, and depending on seasonality, again, to your point, southwest-ish, south and westerly storms during the summer, and more so out of the north than in the winter. So we're kind of on the wrong end of the spectrum, but these are also going to be more than just the 6-month composting process, so they would essentially turn into long-term. I think it's for a whole bunch of different reasons, I think it's a good idea, or a cool opportunity, even if it's hopefully never used for the purpose that it is right now again. They have air quality monitoring in the community so that there's some thumb on the pulse, I guess.
So where do the 2 other potential volunteers live? What side?
One is right behind and right next to. So west side of Zion, and the other one is north side of Hooper, east of Zion. So, I mean, at this point, I don't know if this is a project you wanna keep on, stay on, whatever. I mean, if you do, I'm more than willing to give you the contact info of the 2 other folks and kind of let you run with Elizabeth wherever it steers. I think in her point, she was looking for potential sites and doing some of the legwork of contacting people and getting okays. There were 2 other folks on Hooper that unfortunately have CenturyLink for internet and apparently very unreliable internet and Wi-Fi. That may have also proven to be helpful, but
Just a dumb question, I don't know. Is there any way we can do it at the cell phone tower? Because they have
if we,
very, very high speed internet there and
yeah,
power.
I mean, if we can find contact info to figure out who's leasing it and all that, I mean, realistically, I think this is sort of an organizational operation right now tonight, but at the same point, kind of appointing at one of the board members to run with it so that, you know, you're not talking to Mark and I'm making phone calls too and ships in the night kind of thing, so. Realistically, wherever the county thinks it can go, if we can find somewhere. I don't know why. I mean, this isn't a ton of cost thing, obviously, you guys are generally volunteering your availability and services for whatever it may or may not end up leading to.
Is this something we're making a decision on tonight or tabling while we get more information? And you're able to talk to Elizabeth, et cetera? Where are we going with it?
I would move to allow Mark to be the point person for the town board for this. And
I would second that.
say, run, or die.
Motion's been made to appoint Mark Montgomery as the board's representative to this issue and have him continue working it and get back to the board. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Yes.
Just 2 questions. Is there going to be any, besides his volunteer, is there going to be any money involved in this as the years go on and who's paying it? And then after you find the air quality, what's going to happen if it's bad? What is, have you heard anything like that? I mean, what is the process?
It doesn't take much electricity at all.
Okay,
And the air monitoring, air quality testing equipment that I've been using, the results of those tests goes directly into the cloud and only the state has access. Not even the county has access to it. So I would anticipate that these monitors probably would send the results to the state.
and
I
if
don't
it's-
know that.
And if it's bad,
And then what?
then what? Yeah.
Does the state do anything with it?
So there's a publicly available website that you can go to and look at all these monitors, and the issue would then be air quality, like any other air quality. If it's in Milwaukee or if it's out here or if it's in Canada with a wildfire, there's air quality advisories that would go hand in hand with what is being ingested by this monitor. The county's bought them and paid for them, so there's like as far as who's paying for any of this, it would be the county and the donations from whatever resident or property owner is hosting them.
And I would assume it would keep records, if anything ever had to go back and track, then we have records that they could go back. So,
So just to comment on that, there's not, what Mark's doing is the VOCs, which is, can be deadly, right? Hydrogen sulfide and some other stuff that can be, if you ever hear of, farmers going into a manure pit and dying, that's hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so that's what he's testing. These are monitored, they're not that, they're particulate monitors. So think of dust or a haze in the atmosphere. That's really what they're gonna pick up in the different size particles.
So it's going to just say, like on the news, and say, it's poor air quality for people with allergies or
Or
something.
asthma.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
done with that. Number 11, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 2026-02, 2025 budget amendment resolution number 1.
I would move to table this until the next available town board meeting.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Table that one, Michelle. Number 12, discussion and possible action to confirm renewal of the 2026-2027 town property and liability insurance. Our insurance comes up every year, and the insurance company has, correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle, but their quote to us for the next year extension was a 1% increase.
Correct.
Which, given current conditions and everything from an insurance standpoint, I feel 1% increase is fair. I would make a motion that we approve and confirm renewal of our 2026-2027 town property and liability insurance policies.
Based off of the 2025 policy,
Yes.
correct? None of the additionals that they,
Yes.
I would second that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
You wanna do a roll call on that?
Martins,
Aye.
Gajewski,
Aye.
Montgomery.
Aye.
Now motion passes. Okay. Discussion and possible action, nice number 13. Discussion and possible action on town board chair resignation and possible appointment of replacement town chair. I am resigning as town chairman and town board as of Friday, this coming Friday the 17th. I have sold my home and have purchased another one. I won't go into the reasons, none of it is related to the town board, it's all personal. And I have thoroughly enjoyed my 3+ years on the board. It was very much an honor to represent the town of Palmyra. Hopefully this board has done good things for all of you. I know we haven't made everybody happy, but I don't know that we can ever make everybody happy. So, yeah, as of Friday, I'm resigning.
Thank you for your civil service.
You're welcome. And so the second part of that is possible appointment of replacement town chair. I would make a motion, do we want to discuss on that? I would make a motion that I nominate Josh Gajewski to move into the chair role as of Friday the 17th.
Second.
Roll call.
Martins,
Any discussion on this?
Are you positive?
Yes and yes.
Montgomery,
Aye.
Gajewski.
Nay. No. Aye.
Okay,
Steve?
oh, I thought I did the first time, Martins.
Aye.
Sorry.
Motion passes. As of Friday the 17th, this coming Friday, Josh Gajewski will be the new town chair. Thank you, Josh, for stepping up. Is there a motion for adjournment?
What's the process now for a third person. Same as before?
Figure that out at a future meeting.
Okay,
We can't do both in the same.
okay, just making sure.
No, understood. Yeah, we should have good memories on that process since it wasn't too long ago.
Just making sure.
Motion for adjournment,
Make motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.